Right now we're on 192 West Arlo Drive. This road leads to Disneyland, SeaWorld, and stuff like that. It was really quick for me to find a job because I have so many different businesses here to apply to. And it's mostly, they're always looking for employment everywhere.
Fate led her to this highway in Florida. This evening, along Route 192, we crossed paths with Germania and her all-too-normal life. A life which resembles those of millions of other Americans following the recession.
Okay, so I got a double quarter pounder, a cheeseburger plain. It's gonna be $27.86.
9 million jobs have been created since the recession, most of which, like Germania's, at this fast food giant, the second largest employer in the country.
They say that there's jobs out there, but they're not paying you well. They're not paying you well that you have to go and get a second job.
Minimum wage jobs.
Good morning, thank you for choosing Dunkin' Donuts.
Which means that Americans are working even more than ever.
A medium hot coffee or ice, sweetie?
They pick up part-time jobs, working 70 hours a week, often 7 days a week.
Have a good day, huh? You know, 2 jobs right now is nothing. I could probably do 3 jobs if I wanted to, but then I would definitely get no sleep.
These hands, the hands which work to keep the American economy turning at full steam.
Number's 239, right here to the left.
The workers that helped bring the country out of the economic downturn that had brought the economy to its knees are far from reaping the benefits today.
It is a struggle every day. How am I gonna make it today? Like, how am I gonna make money to buy food? How am I gonna make money to cook my kids dinner at night, you know? Thank you. Every day is a new chapter of my life, so.
It's a success story, the story of America's amazing economic recovery. 8 years after the crisis, their politicians and companies hammer home the message, and the statistics seem to confirm it. The leading global power has saved its economy.
This is Hanging On, our continuing series about the American middle class.
Never before has the country created so many jobs. Never before have their companies made such huge profits. The American dream should then be back on track, but at what price?
A lot of economic indicators suggest the country is on an upswing. There have been 73 straight months of job growth in the private sector in this country, which is huge. The recession in this country is long over. The economy has recovered. So why does it still feel so shaky?
Since its emergence from the downturn, Florida, one of the hardest hit states, has created more than 1 million jobs. Jobs like Germania's at this multinational fast food corporation.
Whoa, guys.
She works nights there, 37 hours per week for about $900 a month.
Tired. I'm very aggravated. My head hurts. I don't feel good. Usually I leave earlier. Usually I leave at like 4. They know that I have another job, but then they just like, but you need to finish this and you need to do this and then you need to do that, like a whole bunch of other stuff. I feel like they don't really care. I really hate overnight. I believe if I was to start regular time, they would have probably started me like at 8:50. And I really needed the money, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do the overnight. If I'm gonna get paid $9.05, then I'm gonna do $9.05. Like, just suck it up. It's like 50 cents more. I pay too much for it because I have lack of sleep. My appetite is gone because I'm so tired and I'm so like trying to focus on about how to come home, how to figure out how I'm going to pay the room and stuff like that.
Tonight, Germania won't even have time to sleep. It's 6 a.m. and already time to leave again.
Dude, I'm freaking late. Alex, can't wait to get on the bus so I can close my eyes. Second part of my never-ending day. I just came out of McDonald's about like 2 hours ago. Now I'm gonna go start my other job.
Just 4 months ago, Germania was a shift supervisor at a restaurant up north. Then, the all-too-common story of a breakup and the desire to start over happened.
I thought about it real hard before I came down here. About like 4 or 5 months. And I actually like, you know what? I'm like, I need a fresh start. Like a brand new paper. Just go somewhere, start all over. It doesn't matter if I had to do a low-income job all over again to get back to the top. That's what I was gonna do, you know? And that's basically what I'm doing right now.
For her fresh start, Germania chose to move to Florida. At the end of this road is Disneyland Orlando and its 100 million tourists who come every year, bringing the region and this state to full employment. When she was younger, Germania had a different dream, to be a pediatrician.
Hi, how are you guys?
For now, she's serving coffees.
One small coffee with milk. So you just want ham, egg, and cheese, or just ham and cheese? So no egg. I love all my jobs. Every job I get, I'm very committed to, 100%. Hopefully this is just like my beginning and eventually I can work my way up, you know. 55, and here 1 and 2. I'm trying to give myself at least a 5 to 6 year period to reorganize myself and be like, okay, I did it. Now I'm working this good job and I'm driving, I have a house, my kids are happy, they're grown. So, you know, I'm trying to give myself that time period. I say 6 years, about 6 years.
Since the recession, America has commended itself for having created 9 million jobs, but at least half are modest, underpaid jobs. In order to escape living in poverty in the U.S., you would have to earn $15 an hour, but Germania only earns $8.
They do give a lot of you money when you start working, and then to get like a raise or something, it takes like 6 months, 8 months just to get like 10 cents raise, you know? So really, at the end of the day, you're like working and you're not making anything because they're giving you minimum wage, you know.
And to further increase their profit margins, leading employers are pushing the limits even further. They parcel out hours and break up shifts. Germania's boss doesn't even try to hide it.
Yeah, we have benefits. Yeah, we have to. We offer health insurance, but you have to be like a full-timer to get it. That's number one.
So you think companies are using like more and more part-time jobs?
Yes,
to
a
avoid
lot
that?
of them. Yes, since we came out with this new health plan, yes, a lot of employment, I hire them part-time so they don't have to pay for the benefits. We have a lot of competition out there, so they, but it's all up to, the politics,
It's the law of the market.
Yes.
Unstable, part-time, and underpaid jobs. This is the reality hiding behind the American economic miracle. This reality has put almost 1 in every 2 workers into poverty. Today, the American middle class is disappearing, replaced by the working poor. This has affected 1 out of 3 families in the U.S. Along the road to Disney, cheap motels are filled with these workers who can't afford to rent an apartment. 1,700 families are living just on this stretch. Completely exhausted after 18 hours of work, Germania can finally return to the Night's Inn, her motel. She pays about $850 a month for her room there. That's 3/4 of her salary.
I'm staying at the Night's Inn because I don't have enough money to save for a deposit to get an apartment.
How is it to live in a motel?
Not fun at all. Kiss and a hug, and then I give you donut. And a kiss. Mwah. This is my son, Pedro Fernandez. He's 4 years old. This is my mother-in-law, Marilyn. And this is our room where we stay in the Night's Inn. My bed and my daughter's bed. I didn't really think I was gonna stay in a motel for so long. I really thought I was gonna find something quicker than what I thought, and it ended up that I didn't. Isha, where's your PJs? On top of here?
Germania has just a few hours of respite to spend on doing her 3rd job, being a mom.
It is very difficult because you have to keep opening and closing them and opening them and take out their school clothes, take out their clothes that they're gonna wear for the day. A lot of organization.
Bath time.
Marilyn is the mother of Germania's ex-partner. She left her town in the northern U.S. to help keep up the illusion of a normal life in a room that's just 15 meters square. She looks after the 3 children while Germania is at work.
You try to make it as comfortable as you can for them, making them feel like it's not a big place, but this is our tiny little home for now. And sometimes they're okay with it, and sometimes they're not. But why? The famous question is why? Why? It's no fun. If it were up to my granddaughter, why can't everything be 99 cents? Because at least they know 99 cents is not that much. Try to get by it.
You have to go sit down. Sit down, sit down, sit down. Who wants cheese? Who wants pepperoni?
Cheese! Pepperoni. I want cheese and pepperoni and
All right, well, I'm gonna start off with 1 slice, and then when you're done with that slice, I'll give you another slice, okay? Because we don't have a lot of big bowls. Yummy, huh?
yeah.
The pizza was just literally a few dollars that I had left on my card. So, kids wanted to have pizza. So I was like, all right, let's buy, some pizza. Now I have no money, but at least they ate something.
How much you have?
I want to say like $8. Yeah, like $8 I have to my name right now. Why the sky is far away. Why is the sky so far away?
I don't know why it's far away.
I don't know either. Now I'm gonna lay you guys down and I'm gonna tuck you in. I'm gonna put on my shoes and go outside while you guys spend the night. Yes, come on, you big baby. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Mwah.
And my eyes.
I love you.
Love you.
I love you more.
The break was short-lived. Germania only gets to see her children for 4 hours a day.
She's unique. I've never met somebody like her. She doesn't give up easily. I just feel bad that it takes her freedom. She's not able to enjoy all that quality time with the kids. She's only getting a few hours of sleep, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours when she has to go back to work. And she's 25. And she's only 25. I think she'll be stuck in the system for a long time. She's always gonna be working. So everybody that doesn't, I say, this American dream, it's a whole bunch of crap in my eyes. It's all a bunch of crap. It's only to make those that are rich and have more, make the less fortunate work harder. More money for their pocket and less money for the ones that are really busting their butts out there. Or sacrificing what they... It's not fair. So I don't find it an American dream.
American workers have come out of the crisis more vulnerable and even poorer than ever, condemned to always working more hours just to get by. In order to find a job, most of them move to the most prosperous cities in the country. Seattle is one of them.
Heard this one whisper through the cracks in the xylophone. A factory sensation is the coffee and the styrofoam. As for battle raps,
this is Joe. He's 39 years old and has a family to feed. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. He's discovering his new city.
It's a new beginning today. First day of work. Get to see what they got for me.
Joe has just arrived from California. He's a construction worker, and here, in the fourth most expensive city in the country, there are new buildings being built non-stop.
Here, the economy is doing pretty well in Seattle, relatively compared to everywhere else. I mean, that's why there's a lot of people are flocking to the places where the economy is, actually growing.
Like I'm an economic refugee, I feel that way. I think a lot of people are nowadays. But since the collapse or whatever, I think, a lot of people are just, you gotta move around, adapt and overcome, I guess. You gotta go where the money is. At least there's a chance. You have a chance. More of a chance.
On the other side of the city, 7-year-old Amber, Joe's daughter, is discovering what will be her new house. This morning, in her cherry print pajamas, she's a little overwhelmed by the camp. A camp which is home to those who have been left behind by the city.
This is my mama's family. This is my family. And we sleep right there, and I sleep on the really bottom.
Amber is a little girl who's been dragged around from town to town. When her parents go searching for work, Amber changes school. She hasn't even enrolled yet in Seattle. Whilst waiting, she's making friends.
Your hands cold? No. My hands are never cold. I can't move. Okay. Now.
Chelsea, Amber's mom, is a cashier in the city center. She earns almost $1,300 a month working full-time.
Wash your hands. Put your hands down there.
Before leaving for work, she has to prepare a baby bottle for Astoria, her youngest.
Yeah, that's the bathroom. Yeah, porta potties in the bathroom. It really sucks. You know, it's hard, you know, because you have to share with, I don't know, maybe 40, 50 people, you know. It's not exactly what I expected in life, you know.
After having spent what remained of their money on motel rooms, Joe's family had no other choice but to end up here in this church parking lot.
Okay. It's worrisome, you know, because I don't want to be living like this, you know. I never figured I'd be in this kind of situation, for my kids to be in this kind of situation. Never done it, and this is the first time I've ever had to do it, you know, because I've had tons of money, and now it's just like I'm dumbfounded, you know. It's really bothersome being here, you know.
In Seattle, 500 families live in these temporary camps tolerated by the city. They house people whose insufficient wages mean they can no longer live in cities, which have become too expensive. These are the Americans who were hit hardest by the recession and who never managed to get back on their feet. These families on the street, these childhoods spent on the roadside, represent the hidden face of the economic recovery, a story that a supposedly wealthy America finds difficult to tell. In the richest country in the world, more than 1 million children are homeless, 2 times more than before the economic crash. Reduced to gathering the crumbs of opportunity, on foot, by bus, Joe has been en route for 2 hours, trying to remain hopeful about finding work. His remaining hope this morning lies behind this door. Here, day work is offered for the city's construction sites.
They're done. They're done. Sucks. I gotta get a real job. This ain't fine for me. He said he only sent like 3 people out this morning. But yeah. Yeah, there's a guy still sitting in there. Fuck. Pissed at myself. I should have got up earlier, I guess. I just overslept 10 minutes. So I guess I'm gonna have to get up even earlier, around 4 now, to make it here. I gotta be probably here by 5:30 in the morning to maybe go to work, maybe not. And yeah, every day. Yeah, pretty much every day.
You think any kind of work?
But I would shovel shit right now if I had to. Probably should head north.
For these workers who live day to day,
So come here. Let me change a little. Stinky butt.
Hold on, put this on.
their often inevitable fall to financial ruin is dizzying.
Well, you weren't supposed to eat it.
Arsenio used to have his American dream within his grasp.
You see your daddy, you see your uncle, you see your other uncle.
During the time when his music video was played on repeat on American TV, his song was called Be Number One.
Hey. Oh. That's the thing about America. You're gonna have your ups, you're gonna have your downs, you're gonna have your greatest moments, you're gonna have your hardest moments. But the thing is to stay true to yourself, and the key thing is to keep going. Never stop. You never stop. I think America is just a playground for upscale people. You know, because I've dealt with a lot of people that's been high up there. And when you meet these type of people, it's just like they don't think of life as we do. You know, it's just like, oh, anything I can make something happen at the snap of my finger. You know, I believe it's all for the rich. You know, it's all for their gain. I wouldn't say they pick on the poor, you know, because I don't think nobody picks on the poor. But they look down, you know, and to be somebody in once top position before to here, it can make you realize, like, did I look down on that person?
Here, socks. Socks. Hey, hey, baby, come on.
Here, socks. Socks.
We do not do that, young lady.
Are you still proud of being American?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Why? Still America. We're still, I mean, yeah. Our light's a little dimmer now. I don't know, America. Oh yeah. Wow. It's a difficult question. I am proud still to be an American. But it's almost hard to find a reason now. Wow. It really is, I think. I mean, I think it's just in my blood. I was born here. My family's been here since before we were a country. I'm not proud of us, a lot of things right now. I'm not a proud American per se, I guess. I love my country. I would die for my country. But, yeah, I mean, things got to change. The poor are getting poorer because the rich want more money or whatever. You know, they want it more and more, which I'm fine with that. I really am. I have nothing against rich people. I think, yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. But like I said, I've never gotten a job from a poor person, not once. But there is a limit, I think, and I think some should be turned back. I mean, yeah, tent cities, I mean, look, one of the wealthiest cities in the country, you know, this stuff shouldn't be going on. I mean, I'm ashamed. Ashamed. This is a real blow to my pride. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Sucks.
Sacrificing its most vulnerable citizens to remain the leading world economy at all costs. Is this the new American dream? It's a dream for the giants of finance, a remarkable economic upturn with the workers paying the price.
Erie itself used to actually be one of the industrial capitals of the United States. Basically, if it's made out of plastic, wood, or metal, there's no reason it can't be built here in Erie.
As the cradle of American industry, the factories in Erie put more than 75% of the country's locomotives in circulation on the tracks. They helped build America.
Erie is dying. The ones that are still here are a shadow of what they used to be, the ones that still remain, and the ones, a lot of them just simply closed up. If you see in front of us up here, the building is literally falling apart now. But these are all old factories over here. That has since shut down. That's another one that was shut down.
Scott Slauson is at the head of one of the oldest trade unions in the USA. In other words, he is the sworn enemy of the multinational company whose employees he defends.
GE is right over here. We'll actually get a front view of it from the north side.
General Electric, American energy giant, 36 branches in 142 countries, the 7th biggest company in the world. Their most successful branch is based here, transport. But here, they are living on borrowed time.
General Electric decided that the wages they were paying us were too high and weren't supporting the profit margins that the company wanted, even though those profit margins were in the 19 and 20% range. So they built a low-wage factory in Fort Worth, Texas. And that's led to the layoff that we're at today, because they just don't understand at some point that is going to cause a collapse of the United States.
It's the new strategy of big American companies. Relocate within the U.S. and move to where the salaries are lowest. For these locomotives will be made in Texas, a state without trade unions. The workers there will be paid half what they were paid in Erie. And the redundancy plan is already in place. Here, General Electric is laying off 1,353 people.
Hello, 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 hello.
Tom Swarrick is next on the list.
Good. Good, good. A lot of people honking?
Oh yeah, we get a lot of people honking.
Good.
As a GE technician, Tom Swarrick makes electric wiring for locomotives.
What's going on is people are leaving the plant right now, and they're honking their horns in solidarity for just us standing out here. Honk that horn! Since they started laying off 5-6 months ago, people have been coming out here every Thursday. My name is Tom. I'm 43 years old. I've been a GE employee for 13 years, and I've worked in the union for 11 of those 13 years. And tomorrow's my last day of work. I'm permanently laid off.
My name's Sal, and I've been at GE for 11 and a half years.
Day to day, I don't know if I have a job tomorrow or whatnot.
I received my notice the other day. Due to a reduction in the workforce, you will be removed from your current job. This contact serves as a 40-hour notice of your permanent lack of work. A few quick sentences on a piece of paper is what you get when you leave after 13 years of service, after 13 years of work. At a major corporation, this is exactly what you get.
When it's your turn, your boss comes to you, your PTA, your business leader, and they come, they hand you a paper, they walk you down the aisle, past every one of your fellow employees, through the building to their office to give you the paper and saying when your last day is.
It's brutal.
It's very humiliating. Everybody looking at you, knowing what's happening. They know their day's coming. But to have that walk of shame and losing your job for nothing that you've done is wrong.
The recession was the perfect pretext to put the new rules of the game into place by lowering salaries and relocating to factories without trade unions.
I mean, you guys can either go back across the street or we can call Lawrence Park.
For these blue-collar workers, they had to take it or leave it.
I was born and raised in Erie. I love being here, I love the city, but I don't know with being laid off if I'm gonna have a chance to stay in the city. I'd be very sad if I had to leave. A lot of people that got laid off, they decided that they're gonna move away and do something else. I don't wanna do that. You know, this place is home. It was a different day because I had to clean out my locker. I had to return tools to the tool area. I had to make sure everything was ready to go for tomorrow on my last day. Yes, can I have a Diet Coke, please? Diet Coke? Thank you. Yes, I was very proud to work for GE 13 years ago. And to a point, I still am, because I mean, we do good work there. I think at one point, it might have been part of the American dream to work at GE, but my aunt worked at GE, and she worked her entire career at GE. And she was on the floor, and she eventually ended up in the offices working for GE. And when I graduated high school, she told me when I was fresh out of high school, she said, you need to get a job at GE because I worked there my entire life and it was a good job and a good paying job. And here I am 25 years later working at GE and getting laid off from GE.
Within 15 years, 5 million industrial jobs have been destroyed in the U.S. It is indeed the end of the captains of industry, the paternalistic companies that build America into a leading world power, hand in hand with their workers. This morning, like every other for the past 13 years, Tom Swarrick got up at 5:45 a.m. He is a punctual man, even on the day of his layoff.
I did have a little hard time sleeping last night, looking at my clock, thinking what time is it or what time do I have to get up. The more I think about it, the more I think it's going to be a stressful day. I think I'm going to miss is the getting up every day and the daily routine, because I'm a person of habit. I like getting up. I like having a place to go and have to be there at a certain time and getting my day done and doing certain things every day. Getting up and not having anything to do is kind of a little unnerving.
In a few hours, the 7th biggest company in the world will have taken away his badge, his job, and his certainty that he's still part of the American middle class. In the USA, unemployment benefits are not compulsory, but thanks to his union's negotiations, Tom will receive 70% of his salary for 6 months. Afterwards, who knows?
So what's the thought process behind that?
At the General Electric Union headquarters, Scott Slauson has just received more bad news. The company wants to get rid of 181 more jobs.
We're not going to sell the farm for 181 jobs because that's not fair to, number one, everybody that is out on the street and everybody that is currently working. It's just not fair. But we'll see. All right, later, bye. The company we work for, they're not very admirable.
But General Electric's profits keep increasing. They just redistributed $26 billion to their shareholders. From the beginning of negotiations, Scott Slauson has felt like he's fighting a losing battle.
They can very much afford to keep them. The fact of the matter is they're looking for ever-increasing profit margins. And, you know, you can keep smacking a rock until you turn it into dust, but once it's in dust, you're not going to beat it any smaller. But they're going to try.
To get what they want, there remains one thing standing in their way: the trade unions, the final line of defense protecting workers. And for them, this is a death sentence planned by the financial districts of America.
Back then, people knew what it was like to struggle for a cause.
Just 50 years ago, 1 in every 3 Americans were protected by a union. Now, it's only 1 in 10.
At the government level and at the employer's level, they've done a good job of breeding that fear into people that if you bring a union in, we will close our business and move somewhere else. So there's just an inordinate fear of losing your job if you form a union. You know, basically they've got you. So you're going to agree to things you otherwise normally wouldn't agree to.
Backed into a corner, American employees have no one to turn to. Tom and his colleagues now only hear news of the company they've devoted their lives to through reading the local paper.
Did you see this?
No, I don't even read.
Front,
I don't even read the paper.
Front page of the Erie paper when they're laying people off the same day. They put that on there. GE Fort Worth, they manufactured 1,000 locomotives the same day, and they put it in the paper the same day that we got laid off. How's that for a smack in the face there, Chris?
Well, they just keep going on and on, isn't it?
General Electric celebrated a milestone Thursday afternoon in Texas that could be read as a message for union leaders in Erie. That would be us, not leaders, but union people, as they continue to negotiate with the company.
You still love America?
Always will. It's my country. I have a flag in front of my yard, so it's very patriotic. These big companies moving out of here and, you know, slapping people down and making them feel like crap. And the American dream is, it's going to be tougher.
Another thing set up, you know, it's not just about wages, not just about benefits. It's about treating you like a human being. You know, this isn't a third world country that we live in. This is the United States. But these big corporations, they want to treat you like they treat these countries that have no laws. You know, like China making 50 cents an hour or whatever it is. They want to treat you like that. They see what they're doing over there, and why can't they do it here?
The economic recovery has only really enriched a tiny fraction of America. The middle class, which for decades embodied the American dream, has fallen by the wayside. In Florida, we've caught up with Germania and her family 6 months after we first met. For her, nothing has changed. She still works the same long hours and still has no apartment.
I've never expected me living or moving from hotel to hotel with them. I want to have a happy family, not a family that's hopping from here to here and here and having my kids confused and asking me questions, why we're here, where's my papi, what are we gonna do, you know? I really don't get down into details and like, oh, we're staying here in the hotel and because we're homeless and all this. I just say, this is gonna be our temporary home. And they tell me, okay, mommy, okay. That's why they started saving their piggy bank, the little piggy I have, because they were like, oh, let's save all our change. That way we have money so we can move out, you know.
Along the road to Disney, motels put up with these semi-homeless families so long as they don't stay for too long. This motel is already the 5th one Germania stayed in 4 months. Until now, the motel hasn't dared to kick them out. Perhaps because tomorrow is the start of school.
You guys like behave for me?
Okay. Okay.
For Marilyn, it's time to leave. She has to go back to her husband, who she hasn't seen for 6 months.
Yeah.
My heart's divided. I don't want to leave my grandchildren.
Mommy.
But I also need a life. I think the hardest part is not hearing not hearing Gordo say good morning, Nana. Nana, what's for breakfast? Nana, can I have this? Or his favorite words, I'm hungry. He's always hungry.
Yeah. No.
Nana.
You help me a lot.
Do your password.
No, more than anybody's ever done for me.
Oh, gimme.
Okay. This will make me stronger.
Almost there. Almost there. Almost there.
I love you. Tita,
I love you.
I love you more. You take care. Okay? If anything, you let me know. Okay? I love you more.
Alright. Stop crying.
Sip it. Let it.
Oh, she's gone.
There was a time for broken prayers, shadows of hope.
Packing all our goodies in a bag. We can take them with us. Try to make everything fit.
After spending 1 month in this tent, Joe, Chelsea, and the children are getting ready to leave the camp. A place has just become available in an emergency shelter in town.
One more step up to civilization, I guess. They'll have beds to actually sleep on instead of crates. You know, real beds. We'll have our own bathroom. We can take showers whenever we want to. Yeah.
I need to carry my purse.
Good to move again. One more time.
It is, in a way, yes. But you gotta do what you gotta do.
How many times in the last year you would say?
In the few years, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Probably about 10 times.
They're refugees in their own country. They'll have the right to stay for 6 months in the center they're moving to. 6 months to get back on their feet, find a stable job and an apartment.
Where people get punished. You know, and this is pretty much punishment. And not be able to support your kids the way you want to, or a house to live in that you can call home. This ain't home to me. Home is a kitchen, a living room, picking your kids up from school and be able to go home and say, we're home, kids. You know, this isn't home. This ain't home for me. It's hard. It's very hard. But I gotta stay strong for my kids, you know? Yeah.
You're a strong woman. You know that?
Yeah. I know. I know.
But 6 months wasn't enough. Having failed to find an apartment, Joe, Chelsea, and their children are back in the tent camp where we first met them.
Let's go, guys.
Come on. Come on.
We survived.
For Germania and her children, however, life is changing. A family aid program has found her an apartment. This 3-room apartment, which they will pay the deposit for.
Yeah, it's huge.
Oh, check out this bedroom in here.
This is my bedroom.
Whose bedroom is this?
In the stove, now we can bake again.
Yay!
Cookies.
For me to watch TV every day.
Yes.
Yay!
It's big, it's comfortable. I love the rooms. I love how there's 2 rooms with bathrooms in it. It's very nice. It's beautiful.
A long time ago, Germania made a promise to her daughter. On her 9th birthday, she would have a house. Living life on a knife's edge, a precarious balance. It took a recession and then a so-called recovery to make America reveal the true face of their economy.
But don't cover my face, guys. There's always that possibility that you might fall down. Always. And I will always think that. And definitely America out there does do that. And they have to keep that in their mind all the time. It is part of the American dream. At the end of the day, it is part of the American dream. Everybody thinks it's handy dandy here, and at the end of the day, it's not. It's reality. Gigi, look. Put your hand down. Yeah.